I've had a lot of people that I respect in this space, people that I talk to on a daily basis tell me, you're really wasting your time with the whole FAFO thing. Like, Republicans are never going to find out. They're too deep into this MAGA cult thing to ever, put the blame where it belongs, which is on Donald Trump and his administration. And in a lot of ways, I tend to agree with them. But now we're starting to get to a point where they're finding out because it is starting to affect their livelihood. They're having their jobs taken away. They're having their wages go down or their hours being cut. They're starting to find out because it's actually starting to affect them. You see, the reason why they weren't finding out before, because they were able to just look and see things happening and go, well, it's not me. Now it's becoming them. And this is a good thing for the Democratic Party that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are being such horrible people. But make no mistake about it, I don't care. I do not care. When I watch these videos, I'm laughing my ass off. The only thing that I take, pride in these videos is that it's actually happening, and maybe, just maybe, we can start to chip away at some of these votes because the Republican Party is a shit show. And so watching people finally see the light has been comical to me, but yet makes me a little bit hopeful.
Jennifer Piggott voted for Trump in the November election. Then in February, she was fired from her civil service job.
Absolutely, I feel a little bit betrayed.
Listen, I know some of you guys who are better people than me, you think it's wrong for me to laugh at these people, but I do not care. Like, I'm going to die on the hill that we should be laughing at people who voted for Donald Trump 3 times. The third time when he said things like, I'm cutting the Department of Education, I'm cutting the federal workforce. They voted for him anyway, and now that they're losing their job, they're like, I feel betrayed. I don't care. I'm going to laugh at them every single time. I don't care if they can't make their rent or their mortgage. You did this shit because you didn't think it was going to affect you. You sat there as a white woman in your town and you thought, you know what? This is going to affect black and brown people, gay people, the transgender community. It's not going to affect me, so I don't care. And that's how I feel about you now. I don't care. So let's all enjoy this video more.
She was among more than 125 people dismissed last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
There's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming, but we didn't.
Because I'm white. And Trump's white, and Trump's a racist, and we thought racists all look out for each other. And so, yeah, even though I heard him say he was going to cut down the federal workforce, even though I know people were saying, hey, you might lose your job over this, the whole time I was thinking, no, I'm white. I'm white, people. Don't you notice? I'm a white person. It's not going to affect me.
Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives.
And not to belabor this point, but when she says our lives, she means white suburban soccer moms and their families' lives. She's like, listen, I voted for Trump because I wanted to get rid of equality for black people. I voted for Trump because I wanted him to send Mexican people back. I voted for Trump because I didn't want my kids to have to use pronouns in class. I wanted them to kick the transgender kids out of my kids' classrooms. I didn't want to lose my job. I didn't realize this administration would be hurting white suburban soccer moms. I'm shocked and appalled right now by that.
The cuts have shaken up a community that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. He won West Virginia with 70% of the vote, one of his biggest victories. But the betrayal felt by Piggott, a church-going conservative and 3-time Trump voter, comes as political analysts are examining early signs of a possible backlash in Republican strongholds like Parkersburg, where the government-slashing efforts of Trump and Doge are beginning to hit home.
Elon Musk has basically taken over our government and has calling the shots, unfortunately, it seems to be.
A handful of Republican voters who lost their federal jobs joined Democrats at a recent anti-Doge protest near the Bureau of Fiscal Service offices in Parkersburg. But the federal job losses in the state could soon extend beyond the BFS building, says West Virginia University economics professor John Deskins.
West Virginia is at the very top of the states in terms of the federal workforce as a share of total workforce in the state. So if the federal layoffs happen, if they hit West Virginia, we stand to suffer a disproportionate share when those jobs disappear, when that income disappears, when that spending leaves the state economy.
Cutting costs and waste and fraud and. We love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, we were excited about that because it is true. But again, I can't help but go back to the fact that what is the decisions that you're making right now solving in the big picture? It just, so the concept of voting for that again, voting for Elon Musk essentially to wreck people's lives, I can't do it.
So let me paint this picture for you. They identify her as a church-going conservative woman, okay? And then later she talks about how her and her friends, they were all for the Trump administration. Yeah, we thought that in the big picture, the waste, fraud, and abuse, all good things. The picture I want to paint for you is this suburban woman and her friends sitting around saying, Trump's going to get rid of DEI and wokeism. I love that. Trump's going to get rid of the Mexican people, going to finally close that border. Love that. Trump's going to freaking end all this, gay and trans stuff. We're going to, yeah. Like, these people sat around and were racist bigots with each other. They were absolutely okay when they thought Donald Trump was just going to hurt marginalized communities. And now, if I lived there and there were a handful of Republicans there, I'd tell them to get the hell out. I don't want to sit with you guys now. You don't get to go, oh my God, it's hurting us too. Hey, we should go get with Democrats now and protest this crap. No, you got to go. You got to go because we warned you guys. I don't want to be friends with you now. I don't want to hang out with you because the second you get your job back, the second Trump goes, oh, I didn't realize it was hurting some of the conservative people. Let's give them their job back. You go right back to being the racist bigot you were before you lost your job. So no, I don't want to sit with people who aren't really changing. The only thing she cares about is her bottom line. That's her money. That's it. If Trump gave her a job and said, hey, I'm still going to be the racist bigot that I was too, she'd be all fine with that. So no, I'm not sitting with these people. The find out phase is starting. I'm liking it. They fucked around. They're starting to find out. I don't want to see them get their jobs back. I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, if you have a problem with me laughing at these people and loving to see their downfall, you're just better than me. I'm not built that way. I can't stand people who knew that this administration was going to hurt people who didn't look like them and are now shocked and appalled that it's hurting them as well. And they want Democrats to march lockstep with them to protest this because they want their jobs back. They don't care about you, Democrats. They don't care about your kids. They don't care that their kids get to bully your kids in school because they're gay or they're transgender. The second they get their job back, they're back to being the church-going, conservative, Trump-supporting, racist bigot that they were before that. Period. Hey, if you like my content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out the merch at leftlaughs.com. As always, I appreciate you guys supporting my channel.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.